So June was definitely a step back in comparison to my May stats. Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my Upwork data freelancing side hustle series. This is my second month where I show you guys what I've been doing on the freelance side of things, specifically Upwork, but I am also going to introduce kind of other freelancing that I am doing with my YouTube channel here on these videos. If you guys want to see it separately in the future, just let me know. But since there's not a lot of content in general, we're just going to put it all into one video. If you want to check out my first month, I'm going to link it down below in the description so you can see what has been going on. But I try to be super transparent with you guys, show you the different fees, show you some of my stats, projects, and different things like that along the way. So this out of the way, I'm going to share my screen and let's take a look at some of the stats behind this month, some of the different updates, and then I'll talk here at the very end. All right, so I'm on my tracker. I want to show you guys, again, if you're new here, this was my May stats. Talked about it in detail in that first video. Let's jump into June now, and you can see my stats are down, right? So first, I only applied to 29 jobs, whereas up here, I applied to 76. Now, inherently, if you're applying to less jobs, right, you're going to get less jobs, and that's generally what happened, right? I got 2 customers this month, whereas over there, I got 6. So down 1/3. And again, not all customers are equal. Some are long-term customers, which I actually did get a long-term customer, which I'm super happy about. We'll talk about this after I go through some of the stats. But regardless, WAN jobs are down. Okay, next thing you'll notice is boosted. So I applied to 23 jobs boosted and only 6 organic. And if you go up here, it was the opposite, right? 57 organic, 19 boosted. Why I tried boosted? Because you can see, like, boosted on here, I applied to 19 jobs and I got 10 views versus 14 and 57. So when you're boosted, your application is going to be viewed a lot more likely. And actually, I didn't put that as a stat over here. I should have put job apps to views, which I don't know why I didn't do that in general. I need to do that for May and then June and then also July when we get into it, just to show you the data behind it. But what you see over here, and the same thing, right? So like I applied to 23 boosted jobs, 10 of them got looked at, but I applied 6 organic and only 1 view on that side of things. So it is definitely more likely if you pay the little bit extra money, you're going to get more views, which could lead into more interviews or jobs. So that's why I've been boosting a lot more. And it's crazy. Like one of the jobs I boosted for, just to show you guys over here, like I boosted 40 connects. That is a lot, right? I want to say every 10 connects is $1.50, if I remember correctly. So essentially to apply this job, I paid over $7. And the funny part is I actually believe I got that job. One of the 2 jobs, and that was well worth that investment. Not all boosting is worth it, but on this one, if this was the job that I got, which I believe it was, well worth it. We'll talk about that job here at the very end. But again, right, like I had 2 jobs this month that I signed on. The first one was a Streamlit project. The second one is really kind of like a mixture of data analytics, data science, data engineering, like the data guy for a company, Freelancing. And it's a company I actually kind of like because the reason why is it deals with fitness and it deals with YouTube. So I'm not going to talk into all the specifics behind the company, but regardless, right, I make YouTube videos. I love running ultra marathons. Some of their customers are YouTubers that I watch. So it was a great fit. And I've really been enjoying working with that team on their freelance projects. So super excited on that. And that's kind of a more long-term project, right? So the pay on that is $50 an hour, which is a little bit lower than what I make for my full-time job. But I've been trying to scale up my rate on Upwork. So that's why I'm at $50 an hour. Eventually, one day I want to get to $100 an hour and more. But you can't just go out the gate and start, hey, I want $100. You have to build your profile and things like that. But regardless, have that over there. And the other project was a Streamlit project. It was an initial kind of like an MVP build for a company, and that company is going to pitch that MVP build to other companies. And if someone signs on, then I'll build out the full solution. So that MVP build only ended up being less than 2 hours, but I have been staying busy with that one customer. And also to mention, like from these jobs over here, I still do have one of those customers as a long-term client. So out of the 6, 1 is a long-term client that's going to be a monthly retainer. And then 1 out of these 2 are monthly retainers. Monthly retainers are good because that means more income through the door, and they're going to be longer projects. So you obviously want to focus more on kind of more long-term retainers because then you don't have to apply for more jobs. But that does keep your hourly wage about the same. So there is some trade-offs, but obviously I would like to have more retainers and things like that. Assuming also I do have the time because again, I work a full-time job. All right. So just again, jumping back in over here, you can see like I had 0 jobs for a while. I got super, super busy with projects and I didn't want to take on anything else. And then I started looking again on 6/2, but I didn't see any jobs. And there was actually quite a few days that I was trying to apply for jobs and I didn't find anything. Some days, like I found 5 jobs, right? Awesome. Other days, like there's 0 jobs. And on these, like, I don't know for sure if I looked and just found 0 or I got busy those days, but I tried putting notes over here also on things that I saw. So you can see, like, start looking at jobs again. One was a 23 boost, education content. So like they were looking for some data analyst or YouTuber to make data content, I believe. Did not even get an interview on that. 40 boost, 17 boost. What's funny on this one, right? A lead from May 10th reached out to me. So it took over a month for a job application that I put on here to get sent in, right? I didn't get that job, but regardless, you will find that over time, sometimes something you applied to 2 or 3 weeks ago, someone just waits for a while and then will read over all the proposals. So that was from May 10th. Also really, really excited. So on the 26th, I got invited to my first job. And then on the 28th, I got invited to another job. So Upwork is starting to show my profile to others on there, which is nice. So that means I have to start working on the SEO on my profile and really optimizing it. I haven't done a ton of that work as of yet. Mine is just a video demonstrating who I am on my Upwork profile, but I need to start SEOing it, right? Throwing in keywords of projects I want to take on and things like that, because I do want to get some more views. Ideally, like you want to go from applying to jobs every day to people reaching out to you, and maybe like a combo strategy, right? Because again, the more interviews that you get, more likely you are to get freelancing jobs. And eventually, like if you want to build out an agency, you need to have a decent amount of jobs coming in every single month. So I don't know if I'm going to build out an agency. I'm still on the fence on that side of things. I think it would be smart long term to do that. But again, full-time job, this is kind of a side hustle. I'm getting some extra revenue for a few different reasons. I'll talk about that in the video here shortly, but there's that. Okay, next side of things. Before I jump into my Upwork profile, I do want to show you some other optimizations that I have been working on to hopefully get some other freelancing customers outside of Upwork. So first, on my website, what I've been doing is 2 sides of things. Number one is finally getting some of the code from the articles into the website. So I get quite busy. I forget to upload the code. People always ask, hey, Ryan, where is the code for this video? And I say, it'll be up on the website eventually. I just never do it. So I actually have hired someone to help me out on these videos and take the code from the videos and post it on the blog. So there is that side of things, which obviously gets more traffic to my website and gets potential leads. So one thing you'll notice is up here, I have a tab for data freelancing. So I have a mentorship over here, and then I have data freelancing. So essentially what people can do is now click over here. And if you have any data freelancing projects that you need help with, right, you can just go over here and get started. Now, there's definitely some stuff I could work on for optimization on this side of things. And also what I need to do is add in more reviews. So I've been starting to get some reviews on my Upwork profile. I'll show you that in a second. So I've been just putting them on here. Now I have more than 2 reviews. I have some other Streamlit apps and things like that. So I'll start putting them in over here. And it's social proof, right? I think people are hesitant at first, like when trying to hiring a freelancer if they have no work experience. So I'm trying to put as much social proof as possible in here. So when I get good reviews on Upwork, I'm going to paste it on the website and also make these type of videos just to show you guys like, hey, this is what I'm doing on Upwork side of things. This is what I'm doing on the freelancing side of things. If a customer allows me to talk a lot about the project, happy to do that in videos as well. But yeah, so there is that. And also I put this in all the videos now. So you can see it says hire me for data work. And I put that on here and that just links over to this main page. So that way someone can go over here and see, okay, he offers Python, offers SQL skills, NAN, right? And maybe I should have like a Streamlit section in itself because I do take on a decent amount of Streamlit jobs. But right now that is under Python. Right underneath data analysis and cleanup, I have Streamlit, machine learning, AI, right? Data analysis. Like, this is very basic and simplistic right now. It definitely could do a lot better, but it's just something rather than nothing, right? I want to start collecting these leads. I want to start trying to sign on some customers on the freelancing side of things. So you need to have that. All right, the next improvement. So people always ask, hey, Ryan, work on your microphone, work on the audio, work on kind of improvements on your videos, right? And that costs money, right? Microphones aren't cheap if you're going to get a good one. I have an Audio Technica microphone. And, the reason why I think the audio quality is kind of iffy on videos is, number one, the microphone's like right over there. I don't know why I can't really see that well on here, but it's like far off to the side, and it's an okay microphone. Now, what I did is two-sided things. Number one, I bought an expensive microphone. So I bought a Shure SM7B. These are like $400. It says 180, which is really weird. Is it really 180 bucks at Walmart right now? That seems weird. I spent like 400 on mine. I don't know. Either way, I spent like 400 bucks on this Shure SM7B. So that is coming in really soon. Also, I bought a new stand. So I think partly reason why the audio quality is like iffy on these is the microphone's not pretty close to my face. So this new stand will actually get it right up over here. So I bought that. I also bought some new lighting. So the new lighting isn't over here yet. But essentially what I want to have is a backlight. So I'll have something back over there and then a new light over here. Just so that way I can kind of change how the lighting sources look a little bit. You can see like I finally put on the backlight over there. So it looks okay right now. I think it's a little bit of an improvement, but there's other things I can work on for these videos. So I want to try to improve the quality as I can. One of the things I want to work on in the future is the editing quality, but that it's going to take a little bit more effort. So as I scale up the freelancing side of things, I want to put more money into the YouTube channel as well as the website. What I will say too with the website is they're up to almost 800 visitors a month, which is awesome. I still have 150 videos to get the code for. So it should break 1,000 next month. And obviously there's like SEO you can work on with the website, things like that. So I'm kind of interested to see if this investment will pay off on the data freelancing side of things. All right. What I do is jump back into my Upwork profile and show you guys a few other things. So just going back over here, we'll go into my profile on this side of things. All right. So you can see total earnings now 8K plus 17 total jobs, 117 hours. Again, I haven't really updated my portfolio. I'm going to work on that soon. And then you can see the work history on this side of things. So some of the reviews came in. Again, I have to start adding these to the website. I need to add in this web scraping one. I don't think that web scraping one is here. Yeah, that one's not there. I also finished up another project, which is this Ninja Trader. So just waiting for the customer to close that out. And then once that is there, that will also be on the website. But that was a fun project and learned quite a lot on that. Basically, I had to build out a MySQL database and then jump essentially into Streamlit. And that's one of the things that I've been liking a lot, at least with the freelancing side of things, is I've been able to work with a lot of other technology that I don't work with my full-time job. So I had experience working now with BigQuery on this part-time data analyst job. And that's the long-term project which I was talking to you guys about, right? So I got to work with BigQuery. I got to work with HEVO, ingesting data from both HubSpot as well as Stripe. So I don't do a ton of data engineering work, minus building out models at my full-time job. So it's really cool to ingest some data from a third-party source into a centralized database. So it's really cool to import in data from HubSpot and Stripe into BigQuery and then work specifically with the data. Also got to work with Metabase, which I have not used yet for visualizations. And then also was kind of cool within Google Sheets, I was able to connect directly to BigQuery and build out some pivot tables and import in data on there and refresh it, which again, stuff I have not done on my 2 full-time jobs that I've had. So by freelancing, I've been able to pick up even more skill sets, write some pretty complex SQL queries. It's been fun, right? And there's a lot of benefits on that side of things, at least from like the information side of things. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think for July, I need to set a goal of applying to 50 jobs in general, and we'll see where that's at. I'll also add in that additional tab over here from like applications to views, because like there is a decent amount. Like you can see boosted is well worth it, right? 1 to 6, 10 to 23, 10 to 19, 14 to 57. Like if you boost your job and you think like you have the skill set for the job, you might as well, right? And just to show you the stats, right? Job applications to interview, 14%. So boosted was 13, organic was 16, but it's only 6 over there. Views to interviews, 36%, which is a little bit down, right? Views to interviews was 50% over here. Interviews to one job, again, 50%, which is really, really nice. So I know if I get an interview, I have a 50-50 chance last month. And if you go back over here, right, interviews to one jobs, 50% again. So if I get to that interview phase, right, it's a flip of a coin if I get that job or not. I tend to do pretty well on that side of things. And again, like I'm lucky because I have the YouTube channel. I also have a website that I'm developing. Like there's a lot of credibility on that side of things when I show that to a customer. And I also try to have videos based around topics that I apply to, like web scraping, right? I have a web scraping series on the channel. NAN, I'm building out an NAN series, right? Data analysis and SQL. I have a lot of videos on that side of things. So I'm going to continue, making content towards jobs that I am going to be applying to. Again, I'm going to build out my machine learning playlist here in the future, but got to focus on what is working on Upwork and continue to build out those. Because someone wants web scraping. If I have 20 videos on web scraping, who are they going to hire? Someone with no experience with web scraping, or someone that has 20 videos and tutorials, right, showing step-by-step how to scrape websites, and then plus past experience. So I'm really trying to build out, I'm trying to really build out like a lot of different ways to showcase that I know these skill sets, I can get this job done for someone. So there is that side. Again, I'm super, super happy. I wish these invited jobs led to something. One wanted me to be in person, which I'm not going to be in person for 5-6 hours a day at an office. I already have a full-time job, so that's a no-go. And the other one, I just didn't feel like I had the skill set for it. It was an interesting job, definitely, but I would have to learn a completely new skill set, and it asked for 10 years of experience. Like, granted, I don't think that means too much with the 10 years of experience, but I have 4 years of experience, and some of these people, if they're asking for 10, like they already have that expectation. Oh, we want someone super senior. I have 4 years, right? Like, I don't have 10. So that's why I didn't go forward with those invites. I just declined them, which I don't know if that impacted my Upwork profile or not. But you can see on the side of things kind of where we're at, right? So I think I'm in a decent spot for month 2. I want to rebound for month 3 in July. Again, my goal is probably 3 to 4 customers a month. So obviously slipped a little bit right here, but we'll continue to build that out. Man, a long video. Hopefully you guys do like what I've been showcasing in these freelancing videos. If you want to see more, let me know. Also, if I should talk about, the one thing I forgot to say, payments. I apologize. My connects for June, I spent $75, right? So I spent half of amount compared to May. And I have to put July on here now. And I do have a lot left over from June. So I believe your connects refresh in the beginning of the month. We'll go in here to the dashboard. So I have 149 connects right now. So not too terrible. And you guys can also see like all the jobs that I'm looking for. AI automation, data scientist, analyst. And why I say sometimes like days I won't find stuff. And there's a lot of jobs that someone wants to pay $10 an hour to $5 an hour to $20 an hour to. I'm not going to apply to those jobs. Like generally I'm not. So that's why you'll see stuff like this might actually be interesting, like $15 to $50, compile database of contacts. I'll have to look at that, right? But then I'll get stuff over here like WordPress expert and like because of the database side of things, I think that's why it's showcasing over here. But like, I'm not going to apply to WordPress website stuff. I could do it, but yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys for checking out this video. If you enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. I have other freelancing videos and tutorials here as well. If you want to see other videos on that topic, let me know either comment section or in my Discord group, and I'll catch you guys in another video.